Hello everybody during the music community. This is Micro Soldier 777. And on this video I'm going to be showing the albums I have for the year 1992. And when I was thinking about doing this video, I thought I'd have around 7 or 8 albums to show. Now I'm having over a dozen albums to show, which I was somewhat surprised. I just don't realize what you have in a certain year until you go through your collection, and it comes back to you saying what was released in certain years. So I'm going to get right to it. Now, the first 3 albums I'm going to show don't quite fit into the Christian music category, or don't fit at all in the Christian music category. So here we have Dream Theater, Images of Words. It's a second album, came out in 1992. Really good album. As you may know, Dream Theater is progressive hard rock or metal. And I guess the radio hit they had in this one was Pull Me Under, which came out was on the MTV Music. So Dream Theater, Pull Me Under, came out in 1992. Here we have Impellitteri, Grin and Bear It, which came out in 1992. This is a JVC Victor Japanese version. There you have it here. There's song titles here in the back there. We're going to have a quick look there. And Grin and Bear It, came out in 1992. And a lot of great songs in this one. Now, Dream Theater is known to be shredding fast guitar playing music, especially with their EP. They slow in '87. They slow things down a bit, and when they put a Grin and Bear It, Stand in Line with Graham Bonnet, and then this one was a bit slowed down. They ran things up a bit more with again with the next one after this one called Enter the Master in '94. So, which is the next full-length album. And in between that was an EP called Victim System. There you have it. Impellitteri, Grin and Bear It, came out in 1992. The next CD is more my wife's CD. She's more of a fan of this band than what I am. So here's Bon Jovi, Keep the Faith. There you have it. Now when it comes to Bon Jovi's music, you hear it on the radio that often and you kind of get sick of it. But when I listen to her music, Once a Blue Moon isn't very often because I bought this for her more than myself. You kind of lean towards the deeper cuts. Songs aren't promoted to death on the radio. Like there's one song here called Blame on Love of Rock and Roll. Great song. Not playing the radio, but is a kind of cool bluesy song. There you have it. And I only paid $2 of this at a flea market or a used record shop. I can't remember exactly. And the CD itself is in near mint. I replaced the case is what all I had to do with this one. But like I said, the booklet is all in good shape. There you have it. And you have the inside is top notch, that kind of thing. So there you have it. So everything's in near mint, very good near mint condition. Like the booklet is almost like just came out of the was unwrapped. Looks whoever has this album probably didn't play it very often. So it's kind of nice to have in my collection, or my wife's collection. Not my collection, it's hers. So, all right, next up we have, it's Bon Jovi, Keep the Faith, came in 1992. And by the way, this is one of his better albums in my opinion. After like the mid-90s, kind of lost it for me. I'm not into his music as much. It's kind of sketchy or spotty after mid-90s. I much prefer their late their 80s to early 90s material or mid-90s material. Here we have Boy Heart, Tales of Wonder, came out in 1992, and this is not a very heavy album, but it's got some great songs. His Heart Was Always in It. This is a rocker, and Unchained, more power ballad, great tunes. There's another one, sort of anthemic type song called Light a Candle. It's his last track on the album. It's not heavy at all. It's a pretty good song. There's not much distortion on the guitar, but it's well played. A well played song. If you ever get a chance, listen to those songs I mentioned. Really good. So Boy Heart, Tales of Wonder, came out in 1982 on a Star Song label. Here we have TRB, and a self-titled TRB. You don't know who TRB is? It's Tony Rossi from a Daniel band. TRB stands for Tony Rossi Band. This is a rocker. He put out 2 solo albums. The first one's more mellower, but this is more in the line of Daniel band. More got that the same kind of level of aggressiveness. And Daniel band sort of wind down in the late 80s. They didn't really break up, but they weren't putting out any recording anymore, and they weren't playing as many dates, or maybe none at all, after that point in the late 80s or 90s. But and then Tony Rossi put a couple solo albums. So there you have it, TRB coming in 1992. I just had to include this one, even though it's a live album. Res Band, 20 Years, great album. One of my favorite live albums, a double disc with about 18 to 20 odd songs. It's got all the classics that they're concert standards, they're staples. Military Man, Colors, White Noise, the common songs they would play in concert, or you see a lot of them play, a lot of performances on YouTube. They also got, let me see what's got there. 1 second, let me think that's shaved up there. Love Speak is a newer song from her previous one, Civil Rights. When they did this, when they had Civil Rights album released at the time they did this one, that was the latest album when they did this live album. What else? Bargain, good song. Light. So that's a few good songs of this album. This album's original album came out in 1992. It survived all these years, and everything's in near mint except for a little bit of unnecessary wire damage or coloration down here. But other than that, there's a near mint condition. The book is even near mint, and or very good, should say, not near mint, very good. And I love this pic of the band there, kind of cool. I love that picture of Stu Heiss with drum guitar. And Roy Montre sort of got the Nikki Sixx post from Motley Crue. Kind of cool, the bass player. There you have it. Next up, we have another great band, Holy Soldier. Last Train came out in January, February 92. I bought this in February 92. And this is their second album. The first two albums are great in my opinion. The highlights on this one is Virtue and Vice, Gimme Shelter, which is a Stones cover, Dead End Drive, A Fair Weather Friend, and Last Train. Great songs. And here's the inside here. There you have it. I also have the Japanese version as well. And right now it's going on eBay or Discogs for $50-$60. I only pay like $20 Canadian with this around $70, $18, $19 American. Really good deal. So Holy Soldier, Last Train, Japanese version. There you have it. And as you may know too from the disc inside. Whoops, I just dropped something. 1 second. Oh my. 1 second. So here we have the, on the inside, as you can tell from both CDs, it's got the green cover for the picture disc on the Japanese version. And the Red Myrrh Records version is the red. It's kind of cool. So you also got the sign on the floor, on the ground. It says Last Train. With the Holy Soldier dog tag, which is really cool. And it's got the same thing here. There you have it, kind of cool. So, and so yeah, so what's cool about this one is that it's got a pictures of band here. Similar, but not exactly like the ones in this picture on the original, on the North American version, or the non-Japanese version. And what's cool, and also the artwork has a greenish grayish tint to it, with a band logo in black and red and white. It was kind of cool, and also got a little bit of red down here, which I think is really cool. Nice touch. And it says, "You'll never find me when I leave the world behind me and take the last train," which means it's obviously it's a symbolic representation of the rapture of the church. That's what the last train means. And and what's neat about this is that it has the font in blue on the inside with the lyrics in Japanese and English. I thought that was really cool. So it's kind of got the bluish font inside. So I think it's pretty cool. So, and it's like a matte finish. You know how most albums you get is got a glossy or semi-gloss finish? This kind of got the nice matte finish. Kind of gives a bit of a rustic look. So I think it's pretty cool. So anyway, that's my my thing with Holy Soldier. Next up, we have another band, which is not as popular as other bands like Holy Soldier. This is Chris Vox, The Bottom Line. Great album. This is a retro Rocks Records reissue, and it came out a few years back, 2018 to be exact. And Big Picture's a good song. Break Down the Wall. Um, what else? Rockin' Hard Place. Great album. This is a bit more heavier than the last album they put in 1990. The last album was more straight up hard rock song. This has got more of that metal edge to it. So Chris Vox, Bottom Line, okay, 1992. Highly recommend check these guys out. Next up we have Die Happy, self-titled commit 1992, redone by Retroactive Records. And what's the neat thing about this one? It's got the original artwork, and it's got the one the band wanted to have is the artwork, but the label turned down. So this is what the band actually originally intended to have the artwork. So it's good as Scott Waters included both artwork. I think it's pretty cool. I love how the inlay in this is done. So it's pretty cool. That's one of the bands I heard of through Metal Aids back in the day, and I never really got into them. I kind of regret I didn't. So now I have their 3 albums. This one, Volume 2, I think it's called, and the Tenslot Series Presents as well. So I've got all 3 other albums. And in case you didn't know, what's his name? Greg Chazon from Badlands plays bass on his 2nd album, and then Tenslot Series Present from Badlands. I figured that you know that as well. So here we have Whitecross, High Gear. There you have it. Here's the back of their cool pick of the band there. Now, here's my thing about Whitecross. Whitecross is an awesome band, at least from about 87 till around 93, 94, and up to that point. The last couple of albums they put out, I wasn't really a big fan of. Flytrap and Equilibrium. But most of the other albums are quite good. Their best albums was in the 80s. 87 is self-titled one, Hammer Nail in 88, and Trump Return in 89. To me, it was their best albums, in my opinion. Number one, they're full throttle hard rock and metal. Number 2, there's only 1 or 2 ballads per album. And I think, they all include instrumental, and 7 hard rockers with lyrics, and then 2 ballads with lyrics. So when they got signed to Star Song, as you may know, Star Song is known to, when they sign a band through a label, they're known to hire outside writers of the band to help write the music. Especially, I think, or maybe only the mellower songs, which I don't agree with. So Star Song, when they got signed to Star Song, Indie Kingdom, and this one, they put out more ballads per album, like 3 or 4 per album. I think it was unnecessary because it kind of detracts from the. Now I like ballads, but I don't mind an album having 1 or 2 ballads, but not like 3 or 4. That's a bit much. Whitecross not a CCM band; they're a metal band, hard rock band. If you want, yes, CCM bands can have more ballads. I mean, Warheart got a lot of ballads, and a lot of them are good. But this is a metal band. We want to hear the rockers. I mean, Petra's on Star Song, or was on Star Song, and Petra only got a couple ballads per album usually. So why expect Whitecross to have more ballads than Petra? I don't get it. I don't understand. So anyway, so that's my rant about that. But other than that, it's a good album. So I should say decent album. Like their high mark was a trilogy to put in the 80s. Another band we have is Magdalene, and this is called Big Bang. This came out in 1992 as well, around the same time about the Holy Soldier in early 92. 1 second, take a drink, guys. Bad ginger ale. So here we have Magdalene, Big Bang, came out in 92. And this is a good album. Not a heavy rocker. It's more of a rock to hard rock album. And the 2 main guys in this band was Lenny Gordola and Ken Tamplin. As you know, Ken Tamplin's got his own vocal academy. He was in a band called Shout. He was in a band called his own soul band. There was also a band called Joshua for, I think, 2 or 3 albums. The first 2 or 3 albums. So here we have Ken Tamplin. Lenny Gordola, who was in, I believe, Gurfia and House of Lords, he became a Christian through Ken Tamplin. Lenny is currently doing music ministry in the Middle East, if you don't know, in Afghanistan. in case you didn't know that. So I think he might be a missionary, not sure. But anyway, so that's what he's been doing lately. But and also John Stamos. Now, Leonard Cordola is good friends with John Stamos of the Beast Boys. It was also in the show Full House, and he was on the show Full House in the band. Jesse and the Something, I believe the band's called. Anyway, so and John Stamos also plays in this album. Also, Gene Simmons was interested in buying a right to a song or two on this album. In case you didn't know, I believe one or two of the ballads of Kiss. So here we have Magdalene Big Band, 1992. And this album was made in 1990 and was shelved for 2 years. It was released in 1992. And the album had a big budget. I believe Ken had tensions with the label where the label Intense Records didn't want to front the money for the album. So that's a bit of background for you. Next up, we have another guitar virtuoso besides Rex Carroll. This is Dennis Cameron of Angelica, or Angelica featuring Dennis Cameron, I think is on the thing. And this is the album that was he formed the band, and this one here reminds me got that more of a extreme vibe to it, more of a groove, funky metal kind of style, and when I hear Parsons' album, kind of reminds me of Extreme a bit, and also How I Can Hardly Wait to See is a slow acoustic rocker, kind of reminds me of More Than Words and Wholehearted in a way from Extreme, which are hits for the band. I like the song Wholehearted, it's a pretty good tune. So here we have Angelica with guitar virtual Dennis Cameron, was a Canadian by the way, and with Tom's All It Takes, coming in 1992. Next up, we have another band which I heard of a couple years ago, and they're a Northern European band from Sweden called Modest Attraction. Now, this only came out in 2021 Retroactive Records, but the whole album, I believe, consists of 2 EPs, which came out in 1991 and 1992 respectively. I'm not sure what the distinction is. I forget what it is now, but it's got a lot of good songs in this one. And when I went online, of course, you got Christian Lillegren of Narnia primarily. There's also other bands as well. He's currently in Waymaker and Flames of Fire, 2 other bands or projects he's been involved with as well. But yes, if you like that blues-based hard rock and metal, very similar to Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Nazareth, Uriah Heep, in that realm of type of 70s, early 80s hard rock. More specifically, they're most similar to Deep Purple, kind of got that vibe to it. And they were around from about 1991 up till around 96, 97, I think. And after he joined Narnia, and they put the first album in 98. So Modest Attraction, get ready. Highly recommend check these guys out. Last one of the CDs, we have Deliverance, Safe Execution. And this is a transitional album. The first 3 albums was straight up thrash or speed metal. And this is more a transitional album. So you'll get some of that speed metal in some of the songs on this one. But it's also got other elements of aggressive hard rock, or not hard rock, aggressive metal that's slowed down a bit. For example, and also it has bonus tracks, Flesh and Blood. This is an extended version, which is on Weapons of Warfare, and What a Joke, which is on the prior one by What a Joke. Great songs, but the best song in this one is Safe Execution. From Once Was. That's an example where it got that speed metal going on at the end of its song. That's one example there. We got speed metal parts to it. Horrendous Disc, more of a Queen type of vibe. It's a Daniel Amos cover. And Lord Dreams kind of got that speed metal vibe to it. Ramming Speed is a slowed down, very slowed down song, sort of doomy. And In Tomb is a fast-paced thrash song. And also got a Weapons of Warfare remix, which is off the Weapons of Warfare album, the second album. There you have it, Deliverance, Safe Execution, came out in 92. Now let's get to the records. Here we have Holy Soldier, Last Train. Great album. I mentioned this before. This is retroactive reissue. There you have it in red vinyl. And it's kind of got a cross between both those CDs, where it's got the Japanese writing on it, on the song for the song titles and the logo on the band name. It's on red vinyl with Roxx Records. That's a retroactive, Roxx Records, sorry. So there you have it. Here you have Crucifix, Volume 2 not Volume 2, sorry. Crucifix to the Bomb Line. Great album, great band. And the back of there similar to the back of the CD there. There you have it. Kind of cool. So, as on red vinyl too as well. It's kind of cool. Here you have Die Happy as well, which is the vinyl version of CD I have. And here's the back of it here. As I got that yellow sweater vinyl. It's also on Roxx Records, as you see from the label. Here we have Modest Attraction, Get Ready. And which is put by Retroactive. Really cool. So, and this comes in a nice plum color vinyl. Or was it brown? Sort of crossing brown and plum color. There you have it, kind of cool. And here we have Deliverance, Day of Execution on vinyl. There you have it. And here's a nice back of it with the artwork. Kind of cool. And as you may know, they got a dream team working to put out these albums. Scott Waters on the layout. And Rob Cowan on the mastering. I believe most or all these albums, I think. So there you have it. I know Scott Waters did all of them. Not sure Rob Cowan did the mastering all of them. I think, but he did on most of these albums anyway. On the record. And no, I'm sorry. Let me remember. Except for the separate albums, except for my originals I got here, Scott Waters did the layout on these albums, and Rob Caldwell did the layout or the mastering on most of them. I'm talking about the reissue, not the separate albums or the original ones that I have. I meant to say. I want to clarify that. Anyway, folks, that's all I have. Stay heavy. Sounds 150. Have a great day. Bye.